There were two more big matches in the Premier League this evening, with Wolves hosting Arsenal and the small matter of the Manchester Derby, which of course would have huge implications on the title race. Could Liverpool get an advantage if Man United won or even drew? Or are Man City gonna win and most likely run away with the title from then on? So, on to Wolves v Arsenal. Arsenal just weren't at it at all. They lost to Crystal Palace on the weekend 3-2. So maybe this would be a chance for them to bounce back. But no. Wolves have been brilliant against top six sides this season, and they continue that against Arsenal, winning 3-1 at full time. So the goals were from Diogo Jota, Ruben Neves and Matt Doherty, all in the first half. And then Arsenal got a consolation in the 80th minute, just to... By that point, it was pointless. Seemed after they got the goal, they started playing, but it was too late by then. Wolves were brilliant, as they have been this season, against top six sides. So in that sense, it wasn't really a surprise. We could talk about how bad Arsenal were, but actually it's about how good Wolves were. And they've gone out of the FA Cup after they lost to Watford, so they're trying to bounce back in the league. They're up to 7th, could secure European football for next season. Being a promoted club, to come that far so quickly is brilliant, considering that Huddersfield have gone down after they came up last season. Fulham have gone down in their first season after spending 100 million. Wolves have invested well. They've got a few players on loan, now sign them up on permanent deals, and it's worked very well for them. So, yeah, they were just much the better team than Arsenal tonight. They wanted it more, which is such... all players should want it. You're playing for a Premier League side. It's not as if to say you're, on some small wages. But, yeah, Wolves, they wanted to win the match. They won the match. Arsenal didn't really stand the chance. So clinical in the first half, to get all 3 goals in the first half. Even though Arsenal got to go back later on, Wolves could relax. They knew they'd done their job. They'd, won at home against a big side. Their first win against Arsenal in 44 years. Huge win for them and very well deserved. Now, on to the Manchester Derby. Well, it was 0-0 at half-time. Thought maybe Man United, could they hang on for a point? But, this is Manchester City. They're absolutely brilliant side. So, no, it was not meant to be. Manchester City scored twice through Bernardo Silva and Leroy Sané to win 2-0 and give themselves an all-important advantage. They're now 1 point clear of Liverpool at the top of the league, having played the same amount of games. 3 games left to go. Are Man City going to slip up? I don't really think so. They've just been too good this season. This was the one game you thought maybe they might slip up. After Man United playing so badly against Everton, getting thrashed 4-0, you thought maybe at Old Trafford they would come back, they would do what they had to do, they would show some pride, give the fans something to cheer about. And again, they just seemed really like they couldn't be bothered. It was just Man City's for the taking. They took it, they got their 3 points, they're back to the Etihad, they've done what they had to do. And almost certainly the league is theirs now. If they do win the league this season, they will become the first team to have defended the title in 10 years. So it would be a huge achievement. After going out of the Champions League, it would be something special for their season. Of course, not as good as the Champions League, but it's still something. Then they've got the FA Cup final to look forward to against Watford. So that was the roundup of today's 2 games. Huge implications on the top 4, obviously, as Arsenal have not got back into the top 4 with their defeat against Wolves. So we just have to wait and see what happens in the last 3 games of the season. But one thing's for sure, it's not going to be boring.